They're tired of hiding their feelings for you. They feel terrible for sabotaging this. What if the person you can't stop thinking about is lying awake tonight, thinking about you too? Right now, somewhere out there, someone is carrying your name in their heart like a secret they are terrified to speak out loud. They have been watching your life from a distance, replaying every moment you shared, and wondering if they destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever happened to them. This is not an ordinary reading. What is coming through today is raw, deeply emotional, and extraordinarily specific. We are talking about hidden feelings, silent suffering, midnight regrets, and a love so intense it refuses to die regardless of distance, silence, or time. If you have been feeling confused, frustrated, or emotionally exhausted by someone who runs hot and cold, someone who gets close then suddenly disappears, then the universe has guided you to exactly the right place at exactly the right moment. Because today, every secret they have been keeping gets revealed. Every unanswered question you have carried finally receives its answer. Stay until the very end, because what Spirit reveals in the final messages will genuinely shake you. Your person has something important to say. Are you ready to hear it? There exists a particular kind of connection that defies ordinary explanation. It arrives unexpectedly, settles into the bones, and refuses to leave regardless of circumstances. This reading speaks to exactly that phenomenon. A bond forged not merely from attraction or convenience, but from something far more profound and inexplicable. At the heart of this connection lies an intensity that both parties recognize, even when words fail to capture it. The passion here runs deep, coursing through every interaction like an underground river that surfaces only in moments of vulnerability. This is not the fleeting excitement of new romance or the comfortable familiarity of long companionship. Instead, it represents something rare, a meeting of two souls who perhaps recognized each other before conscious minds could catch up. Yet beneath this powerful connection, shadows lurk. One person wears an invisible mask, carefully constructed over years of self-protection. Behind this mask beats a heart full of genuine emotion, longing, and desire. However, fear has become such a constant companion that revealing truth feels impossibly dangerous. This individual watches from a distance, observing through whatever windows remain available. Perhaps social media, perhaps mutual acquaintances, perhaps simply hoping fate will engineer an accidental meeting. The watching itself tells a story of someone who cannot fully walk away regardless of what external circumstances might suggest. When we truly release someone, we stop looking. We stop wondering. We stop hoping to catch glimpses of their life. This person has done none of those things, which speaks volumes about feelings they struggle to articulate or act upon. Understanding why someone would hide from love requires compassion for the battles they fight internally. This person carries wounds invisible to the outside world. Deep-seated beliefs that whisper they are somehow insufficient, unworthy, or incapable of sustaining the kind of love being offered to them. Imagine standing before something beautiful and feeling certain you will only damage it. Imagine being offered a precious gift while believing your hands are too clumsy, too rough, too unsteady to hold it properly. This is the internal landscape of someone convinced they are not enough. Every kind word becomes suspect. Every gesture of love feels like something that will eventually be withdrawn once the truth becomes apparent. This insecurity did not emerge from nowhere. Somewhere in the past, messages were received and internalized, perhaps from family, past relationships, society, or simply the accumulation of small disappointments that calcified into certainty. Now, standing before genuine love and acceptance, this person finds themselves paralyzed. They want desperately to move forward, yet invisible chains hold them back. The sabotage that follows stems not from malice, but from this profound fear. Keeping things casual protects against deeper hurt. Maintaining distance prevents the vulnerability that commitment requires. Exploring other options serves as an insurance policy against the devastation of being truly seen and then rejected. Every action that frustrates and confuses the other party originates from this same wounded place, a heart trying desperately to protect itself while simultaneously aching for connection. When darkness falls and distractions fade, truth tends to surface. This person lies awake, thoughts churning through memories and possibilities like waves against a shore. Guilt visits during these hours, bringing with it sharp awareness of opportunities missed and words left unspoken. Sleep eludes those whose hearts are troubled. The mind replays conversations, analyzing every word for hidden meaning. It constructs imaginary scenarios. What could have been said differently? What actions might have changed the trajectory? What future might still be possible if only courage could be summoned? These midnight hours feel endless, heavy with the weight of emotional burdens carried too long in silence. There exists a particular agony in recognizing that circumstances turned against your favor not through bad luck or external interference, but through your own choices and limitations. This person understands, perhaps more clearly in darkness than in daylight, that they themselves created the distance now causing such pain. The wheel of fortune turned, and when it stopped, their own hand had guided it toward this painful place. Yet within this suffering, seeds of transformation begin to germinate. The universe often uses discomfort as a catalyst for growth. Something profound is shifting within this person's soul, an ending that promises new beginning, a death of old patterns making space for rebirth into something more authentic and courageous. If this person could speak without fear, could open their heart without armor, what would emerge might surprise both parties. Beneath the protective distance lies recognition of something extraordinary. They see their counterpart not merely as attractive or desirable, but as genuinely nurturing, comforting, and peaceful. In a world full of chaos, this connection represents sanctuary. Meeting this person has done something unexpected. It has sparked questions about life's deeper purposes. Suddenly, existence feels less about survival and accomplishment, and more about meaning, connection, and authentic living. This shift terrifies even as it illuminates. Previous certainties dissolve, leaving new questions about what truly matters and what kind of life deserves to be built. The impact of genuine love often works this way. It does not merely add happiness to an existing life, it fundamentally challenges everything we thought we knew about ourselves and what we want. For someone already struggling with insecurity, this earthquake of transformation feels both miraculous and threatening. To accept this love fully would require becoming someone new, releasing old defenses, old beliefs, old ways of protecting against disappointment. Deep within, this person knows they are not ready to offer what the other deserves. This recognition is itself a form of love, painful, complicated, but genuine. Rather than pretending capability they do not possess, they withdraw, giving space they hope will be used wisely. Live your life, the heart whispers. Let me go until I can meet you as you deserve to be met. Despite physical distance or emotional withdrawal, invisible threads continue connecting these two souls. Perhaps music becomes a bridge. Songs shared during happier times now serving as portals back to connection. Perhaps certain places, scents, or random reminders throughout the day keep the bond alive, even without direct contact. This person admits to finding comfort in small connections that remain. Listening to shared music creates intimacy across distance. Remembering conversations provides warmth during cold and lonely moments. The connection persists not because of effort or intention, but because something genuine was created between these two people that refuses to simply evaporate. Meanwhile, curiosity persists about the other person's life. Are they happy? Have they moved on? Is there someone new bringing the love and attention that fear prevented this person from providing? These questions haunt and preoccupy, creating urgency alongside continued hesitation. The mystery of not knowing feels almost unbearable at times. And yet, this person also recognizes being perceived as mysterious in return. Perhaps both parties have struggled with full transparency. Perhaps both have hidden parts of themselves, creating the very confusion and uncertainty now causing such distress. Two people wanting connection while simultaneously protecting themselves create a dance of approach and retreat that can persist indefinitely without intervention. Nothing remains static forever. Energy builds toward release, and this situation approaches its own tipping point. The person who has been watching from shadows feels increasingly compelled toward action. Plans form in quiet moments. Words are composed and revised in imagination. The desire to reach out grows stronger than the fear holding it back. Expect communication, perhaps a message, perhaps an unexpected appearance, perhaps a gesture designed to test waters and gauge reception. This reaching out serves multiple purposes: assessing whether the door remains open, discovering whether anyone else has entered the picture, and simply reconnecting with someone whose absence has become increasingly unbearable. The approach will likely feel cautious, tentative. Old habits of self-protection do not disappear overnight. However, genuine desire for long-term partnership underlies this tentative reaching. This is not someone seeking casual entertainment or temporary distraction. This is someone who has glimpsed the possibility of real happiness and finds themselves unable to permanently walk away from it. Transformation continues working beneath the surface. What emerges from this cocoon period may look quite different from what entered it. The person who returns will have wrestled with demons, examined beliefs, and hopefully developed greater capacity for the vulnerability authentic love requires. Whether this internal work proves sufficient remains to be seen, but movement is occurring. If this person could deliver a message directly, stripped of fear and pretense, it might sound something like this: "You deserve everything beautiful this world has to offer. I have known this from the beginning, and this knowing has been both gift and burden. How could I offer anything when I believed my hands would only diminish what they touched? I disappeared not because you failed, but because I did. My silence was never about your worth. It was always about my own perceived lack of it. I've spent this time apart trying to find myself, to understand what I truly want, to become someone capable of meeting you where you stand. The journey has been painful and isolating, but necessary. You changed something in me simply by existing, by showing me what real connection might look like. Now I must decide whether to let that seed grow or allow fear to bury it forever. I know you may have moved on. I know I may have exhausted your patience and goodwill. I know the door I once held open may now be closed. Still, I find myself unable to stop hoping, unable to stop watching for signs, unable to stop loving you in my own complicated and imperfect way. The future remains unwritten, holding possibility alongside uncertainty. What seems clear is that resolution approaches. One way or another, this period of painful suspension will end. Either courage will triumph over fear, bringing these two people back into direct connection, or the moment will pass, leaving both to wonder forever about what might have been. For the one who has waited, patience and discernment remain essential. Genuine transformation takes time, and someone emerging from deep self-work may still stumble as they learn to walk in new ways. Healthy boundaries protect without punishing. Open hearts remain available without becoming doormats. Trust must be rebuilt through consistent action, not merely promised through hopeful words. For both parties, the invitation is toward authenticity and courage. Love asks us to become more than we have been, to release outdated protection, to risk disappointment in pursuit of genuine connection. This is terrifying work, but it is also the only path toward the deep fulfillment both souls seek. The universe has brought these two together for reasons neither fully comprehends. Whether the lesson involves learning to love fully or learning to release gracefully, growth awaits on every possible path. What matters most is approaching the journey with open hearts, honest communication, and compassion for both self and other. Something new is being born from what seemed like ending. Dawn follows even the longest night. Whatever comes next, both souls will be changed by what they have already shared, and that, perhaps, is the greatest gift of all.